接下嚟我哋會用經濟嘅角度繼續討論嘅。Alan， 以往你過往咁多出任公職嘅經驗啦，想問你，如果作為一個意見嘅提供者啦，喺呢個階段，你對政府嘅建議有啲咩呢？同埋，你會唔會覺得擔憂香港嘅經濟會跟唔上全球經濟嘅復甦？咁究竟我哋香港喺疫情之後要點樣可以復甦經濟呢？
I think that what's very, very important at the moment with the economy, because the world has started to recover. US, the economy is very, very, very strong, very busy, pent-up demand. UK is very, very busy now. The economy is strong. All over Europe, the economy is, because I don't want to get into the controversy about learning to live with it or not live with it, or dynamic zero or dynamic clearing, the new name. I think that we need to solve this problem first. I think after I'm hoping end of April we'll be kind of on getting much better and back to, we can start concentrating on the business side. Now I know the government has handed out the new vouchers up to $10,000 to many all the Hong Kong citizens, and I think that will help to have spending start to with these vouchers to get the economy going. I also think that at that point we need to open the borders. If China still cannot open the border with Hong Kong, I believe we need to open the borders for international, for the airport, for people, international business, so people can come back to Hong Kong. With the international borders closed and the Chinese borders closed, it's going to be very, very difficult for Hong Kong to maintain, to survive. You know, we are an international business society, you know, especially for China, and so and the world. And so I think that it's really, really important that we really have a balance, and maybe there's a bubble, because I understand if China still doesn't want to open because they're worried about Omicron in a big way, and China's right, because they should be worried, because if Omicron really gets into China in a big way, it'll be a huge problem for China, because Omicron transmits so quickly, so easily. And so I think that maybe we have to look at maybe having a bubble between, like China did in the Olympics with the world, having a travel bubble, or a bubble with keeping people outside. And so I think that basically maybe we can have a bubble with the rest of the world, and if the border is still closed with China, and just let people, international people, come back to Hong Kong, and maybe reduce the quarantine from 14 days to 7 days, something like that, something that's more acceptable, so business can get back to life. I think that's something that's very, very, very important. But hopefully we can all be done with this quickly, and with minimum loss of life, and get back to Hong Kong being the greatest city in the world.
咁目前酒吧業就係疫情之下最受影響嘅行業之一啦。大家都知道蘭桂坊嘅生意都更加受到重創。對於你嚟講嘅話，你對於餐廳同埋酒吧業界有冇啲咩自救嘅建議啦？同埋疫情穩定之後，你有冇啲計劃去振興翻蘭桂坊呢？
It's a very, very good question. Obviously, Lan Kwai Fong has suffered very, very badly during this pandemic, during the Omicron. Basically, all the bars since January, all the bars and clubs and gyms have been forced to close, and still today is still not open. And restaurants can open, but basically just for lunch from 5 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. at night. And it's very, very difficult for restaurants really to survive just from a lunch business, and not many people are even coming for lunch, because many people are working from home. And so it becomes, you know, maybe 2 or 3 tables or 4 tables a day, the income is. And then of course now with the latest regulation is only 2 people to sit at a table. So again, it's basically like being closed. It costs more money to open really than to close. And so I think that the big important thing, as I said earlier, many restaurants, bars, clubs have closed, but the government came out with another kink, another thing that really has hurt landlords, let's say, but maybe benefits some operators, that for 3 months since January, you cannot chase someone for rent, and you can't take them to court or close them down or that kind of thing. There's kind of a moratorium on rental to be paid, and which can be rolled over maybe for 6 months. That is a killer. Not every landlord is big and has a lot of money, and so it's really a real problem. I believe it will be a real problem for many of the restaurant and the food and beverage operators, because you still have to pay it after 3 months or 6 months. If you have no income coming in, how are you going to be able to pay it? And so I just worry there'll be a lot of lawsuits later, and I'm not sure how well thought out that has been. If you ask me how many businesses have closed, at the moment, I can't give you an estimate yet, because many people, I don't have to pay rent right now, so I don't close. Many are not paying their staff either, and that's what I worry a lot, because many jobs are being lost. People, workers have families, and who they support. They have rent to pay. It's a mess, and so that's why I've asked for Carrie Lam to look at the ESS, the Employment Subsidy Scheme, which was given in 2020, so that businesses can then maybe get money from the government, help from the government, in order not to fire staff, because in order to comply with getting that money from the government, you could not fire a staff. If you fire staff, you don't qualify to get the money. So everybody kept their staff, and that was a very good thing that actually worked very, very well. So I think that basically we're kind of, I've said it like before, we're on an airplane with a lot of turbulence right now, and Lang Kwai Fong is no different. Like all of Hong Kong, we're struggling to survive. Those people are struggling to survive, and landlords are struggling to get the rent. So I think that if you ask me what is the future, once it's finished, I'm hoping end of April is kind of the finish, when business can start to open up. I think that then, of course, through promotions, through pent-up demand, it's happened everywhere in the world. People just cannot stay home anymore. They're tired of not being able to go out to see their friends, to see their families, go out weekends, weekdays, businesses. So business has actually been quite good after this event, after the Omicron. I'm hoping the same thing will happen in Lang Kwai Fong, and the same thing will happen in Hong Kong, that business will be very, very, very good, and especially with the vouchers, 10,000 vouchers that have been given out, that will help a lot for all industries. And so this is really something that I think is really important, that the government gets the timing right and really helps. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of bankruptcies. And of course, I don't want to see Lang Kwai Fong having a lot of bankruptcies, because it's not good for Hong Kong. And at the moment, the world is already, many of the media are already writing very negative stories about Hong Kong, which is not good. We're going to have to do whatever we can to get our name back and get us to be one of the best cities in the world, whereby we're able to show that we're responsible and able to control this virus the way we were with Alpha and Delta.
今日好多謝盛智文接受我哋訪問，提供咗好多寶貴嘅意見啦，亦都希望香港喺疫情之後可以盡快恢復正常。